Busch Gardens Tampa is a 335-acre 19th-century African-themed animal theme park located in the city of Tampa, Florida. It opened on March 31, 1959, as an admission-free hospitality facility for Tampa Anheuser-Busch. In addition to various beer tastings, they had a bird garden and the Stairway to the Stars, which was an escalator that took guests to the roof of the brewery. Busch Gardens continued to grow, and in 1965, opened the 29-acre Serengeti Plains, which allowed the African wildlife to roam freely. It continued to focus on its tropical landscape, exotic animals, and amusements to draw visitors. Busch Gardens began charging admission as the entertainment became more complex, with extra fees for the thrill rides, such as the roller coasters for which Busch Gardens is now known. Alongside sister waterpark Adventure Island, Busch Gardens is the anchor of Tampa's 365-acre amusement multiplex. Currently Busch Gardens competes with other such parks in Florida and charges comparable fees. The park is operated by SeaWorld Entertainment, majority owned by the private equity firm the Blackstone Group. Busch Gardens is currently accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. In 2011, the park hosted 4.3 million people, placing in the top 20 of the most visited theme parks in the United States and in the top 25 worldwide. Themed areas. The 3-foot narrow-gauge Serengeti Railway runs along the back end of the park and makes stops at the Nairobi, Congo and Stanleyville themed areas. The train track was recently renovated, and its tracks have been changed. The Ska Ride transports guests between Crown Colony and Stanleyville. Morocco the park's main entrance. Treats can be purchased at the Sultan Suites and the Zagora Cafe. The Moroccan Palace is located here, as well as the outdoor Marrakesh Theatre. Gwazi was the major ride in this area. Gwazi was a 105-foot, 51 miles per hour dueling wooden roller coaster named after a mythological creature with the head of a tiger and the body of a lion that opened in 1999. The dueling sides consisted of a lion side and a tiger side, which crossed paths 7 times. In 2011 Busch Gardens replaced the original trains, which were boxy and sat 4 per coach. The new trains sat 2 per coach and provided a smoother ride. Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters designed the original trains. Great Coasters International, who built the coaster, designed the new Gwazi trains. At the end of summer 2012, Gwazi's tiger side was closed off, with wooden boards partially closing the tiger portion. Gwazi is now closed as of February 1, 2015, though the structure is standing but not operating. Gwazi Gliders, a small hang glider flat ride relocated from the Congo section's defunct Pygmy Village Kids area. Bird Gardens the original section of the park that opened back in 1959. The area for the most part remains mostly gardens and animal exhibits. A staple attraction that once stood in this section was the brewery. However, the brewery closed in 1995 and Gwazi now sits where the brewery was located. In 2014, the Bird Gardens Theatre was demolished when a new theatre was built in the rethemed Timbuktu area, Pantopia. Walkabout Way. Themed as an Australian outpost, Walkabout Way opened in June 2010. This area gives guests the chance to see and hand-feed kangaroos and wallabies. The area is also home to a kookaburra, magpie geese and Australian black swans. This experience is open to all guests 5 years of age or older. Sesame Street Safari of Fun former Land of the Dragons children's section of the park. Land of the Dragons, which itself replaced the Dwarf Village in 1995, was replaced by Sesame Street Safari of Fun on March 27, 2010. It contains all the attractions from Land of the Dragons which are now rethemed. It also contains 4 new attractions. Telly's Jungle Jam, an interactive play area. Rossiter's Gem Fly Away, a swing ride. Bert and Ernie's Watering Hole, a water play area. Air Grover, a children's roller coaster. The area also houses a Komodo dragon exhibit. Stanleyville. This section of the park is home to the park's water rides and Shakera, which was the first and only dive coaster in the United States until the addition of Griffon at the sister park Busch Gardens Williamsburg. The section opened up in 1973 with the addition of the Stanley Falls Flume. The African Queen boat ride opened in 1977 as Busch's version of Disney's Jungle Cruise. The African Queen featured live animals, including alligators, crocodiles, rhinoceroses and spider monkeys. A colorful South American macaw rode on each boat as a first mate. There was also a cast member, dressed in African warrior regalia, who surprised each boat as it passed through a riverside village. The warrior was featured in television ads for the park in the early 1980s. In 1989, the African Queen boat ride was transformed into Tanganyika Tidal Wave with the addition of a 55-foot drop that generates a giant splash. The section remained unchanged from then until 2005, when Shakra opened, and the surrounding area was renovated. Shakra, a 200-foot Bolliger and May Billard floorless dive roller coaster with a 90-degree vertical drop. This is Florida's first floorless vertical dive coaster. The ride was repainted in 2013. Stanley Falls Flume, a log flume with a 43-foot drop. Tanganyika Tidal Wave, a 20-passenger shoot-the-chute water ride with a 55-foot drop. Congo equals. This section, themed to the jungles of Congo, contains two of the park's most popular rides, Kumba and Congo River Rapids. In November 2006, Congo underwent major renovation, including the removal of the park's classic Python roller coaster. Kumba, meaning roar in Swahili, is a 143-foot steel sit-down roller coaster with 7 inversions. Built in 1993 by Bolliger and May Billard, it remains a popular ride today. The ride was repainted in 2010. Congo River Rapids, a water ride that simulates raging whitewater rapids. The ride opened in 1982. Banga Banga Bumper Cars, a bumper cars ride. Jungler opened on April 5, 2008. Jungler is a 4-acre family attraction featuring up-close animal encounters, rope bridges to explore 3 stories of jungle life, and a water play area for children. Also located in this area are 2 family attractions, Jungle Flyers, a zipline that offers 3 different flight patterns above the treetops of the new area, and Wild Surge, a shot tower that launches guests above a waterfall. Another attraction is Tiger Trail, which is a walkthrough with tigers where there is also a glass turret where you can look out right in the middle of the tiger enclosure. During the Caribou Jungler Atmosphere Show, stilt walkers perform with puppets and interact with guests in the heart of Jungler. Jungle Flyers, a zipline ride. The Wild Surge, a Mozart family launch tower ride. Pantopia a section originally themed after the malls and bazaars of Africa that opened up in May 1980 as Timbuktu. The Phoenix was built in 1984 and remains a popular ride to this day. The section was renovated in 2003. Important elements added during this facelift included the Timbuktu Theatre, which replaced the park's Dolphin Theatre with an indoor 4D movie theatre. In 2004, Das Festhorse was transformed into the Desert Grill, and the park's family-friendly Sand Serpent Wild Mouse roller coaster opened, replacing the Crazy Camel Flat Ride. In September 2014, Falcon's Fury, a 335-foot drop tower, opened. This section of the park was rethemed to Pantopia alongside the opening of Falcon's Fury. Scorpion, a steel, Schwarzkopf-designed sit-down roller coaster with 1 vertical loop. Sand Serpent, a steel wild mouse roller coaster. Phoenix, an Intamin looping starship themed as an Egyptian cargo vessel. Pantopia Theatre, an indoor theatre that now houses opening night critters with the opening of Pantopia in 2014. Caravan Carousel, a carousel with horses, camels, and chariots. Falcon's Fury, a drop tower that has a speed of 60 miles per hour and tilts 90 degrees towards the ground. It is the tallest freestanding drop tower in North America at 335 feet. Nairobi alligators and crocodiles can be observed here up close. In Curiosity Cavern, guests can view mammal and reptile exhibits. Visitors to Nairobi can meet the animal ambassadors who travel the country and make educational appearances at Jambo Junction. The area also contains Mime Reserve, a tropical rainforest that is home to western lowland gorillas and common chimpanzees. In 2012 the Animal Care Center opened, allowing guests to observe actual veterinary procedures, as well as meet the start of Wildlife Doc's Busch Gardens Saturday morning television show. The main train station at Busch Gardens is located at Nairobi. Another popular attraction here is the Asian Elephant exhibit. Animal Care Center, a nearly 16,000 square foot attraction, allows visitors the chance to view the Busch Gardens veterinarians at work in a new state-of-the-art veterinary hospital. The major visitor aspects of the facility include a nutrition demonstration kitchen, treatment rooms, a clinical lab and an interactive diagnostic activity. Behind the scenes the veterinary hospital also includes the Animal Nutrition Center, animal recovery and holding rooms and vet offices. The park's former Animal Care Center was located behind the scenes. Crown Colony Plaza Crown Colony is the smallest section of the park. It features a restaurant, the Cheetah Hunt roller coaster, and the Sky station. Cheetah Hunt, a multi-launch steel roller coaster that opened in 2011. Cheetah Run, an animal exhibit located next to Cheetah Hunt. It replaced the Clydesdale Hamlet. Egypt Bedouin tents, authentic handicrafts and art create an Egyptian marketplace feel. Guests can visit a replica of King Tutankhamun's tomb with the excavation in progress. The primary attraction of the Egypt-themed area is Monchu, an inverted steel coaster. Cobra's Curse is a max steel spinning coaster that will replace the Tutankhamun tomb in 2016. Monchu, named after the Egyptian Falcon god of war, is a 150-foot steel inverted Bolliger and May Billard roller coaster with 7 inversions. Animal habitats Animal Care Center the state-of-the-art facility that allows the Busch Garden visitors to view animal care being conducted from treatments to X-rays. The Wildlife Doc's Emmy-nominated television series that follows animal caretakers caring for more than 12,000 different animals living in Busch Gardens Tampa. Bird Gardens a free-flight aviary that shows over 500 tropical bird species from around the globe including parrots, flamingos, and much more. Cheetah Run in May 2011, Cheetah Run opened. Cheetah Run is home to Busch Gardens Tampa Bay collection of cheetahs. There are running demonstrations and meet-a-keeper sessions throughout the day. In addition, the exhibit has interactive screens with cheetah facts. One of Cheetah Run's most notable residents is Kasi, a male cheetah, who was paired with Mtani, a female Labrador retriever, from 2011 to 2013 when they were young. Mtani now lives with a zookeeper and Kasi has been paired with a female cheetah. As of 2013, Busch Gardens has 14 cheetahs. Edge of Africa Opened in 1997, Edge of Africa is a walk-through attraction where guests can observe African animals. Among the exhibits are a Nile crocodile, meerkats, 2 prides of lions, a pack of spotted hyenas, 2 hippos, vultures, and a troop of lemurs. The 3 newest members to the lion pride include a male lion named Kem and 2 female sisters named Shiba and Shtuko. They arrived at the park as cubs in 2013 from a zoo in Africa. Jambo Junction see many types of animals, including Caribbean flamingos, lemurs, cuscuses, sloths, opossums, snakes and more. Jungle orangutan outpost, treetop observation platforms to watch and interact with orangutans. Tiger Lodge and Tiger Trail, observation areas, trails and a bridge to watch and interact with tigers. Busch Gardens has at least 10 tigers. On March 31, 2013, BZUI, a female Malayan tiger, gave birth to 3 cubs sired by Marta. She had 2 males and 1 female. The males were named Bunda and Rokawa. The female was named Sinta. Kulu Canopy, a multi-species habitat for white-cheeked gibbons, flying foxes and false gharial, a reclusive and very rare crocodilian native to Indonesia and Malaysia. Lorry Landing an open aviary habitat that invites guests walk around and be visited by the gliding and flying lorikeets. Purchasing nectar is an optional part of the habitat, however provides a wonderful experience of hand-feeding the birds. Mime Reserve a 3-acre home for 6 lowland gorillas and 9 chimpanzees located in Nairobi, opened in 1992. The Serengeti Plain in 1965, the park opened its Serengeti Plain animal habitat, the first of its kind to offer animals in a free-roaming environment. Over the years, the habitat has expanded from 29 acres to its current size of 65 acres. It is home to the GRA copyright V zebra, reticulated giraffe, audax, white rhinoceros, eland, impala, ostrich, and marabou stork. Walkabout way area to hand-feed kangaroos and free-roaming wallabies and to see other animals such as kookaburras, magpies, black swans and tawny frogmoths. A male kangaroo named Horatio arrived at the park in early 2014. Curiosity Caverns this cavern attraction, formerly known as Nocturnal Mountain, contains animals such as aardvarks, bats, snakes, lizards, tamarins, and sugar gliders in the low-light environment. This attraction offers the true facts about the creatures inside and cracks the myths about them wide open. Elephant Interaction Wall the Nairobi section of the park has 5 female and 1 male Asian elephants. There are daily interactions at the Elephant Interaction and Husbandry Wall or during the Elephant Keeper experience. Golden Ticket Awards the following is a list of roller coasters at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay that have placed on Amusement Today's award or nomination list, along with their highest ranking and year awarded or nominated. Busch Gardens Tampa has also been nominated for Best Landscaping in 1998 and 2007. Annual events Real Music Series From January to March, Busch Gardens hosts a weekly concert series which invites popular bands either in big band music or pop to perform classic or contemporary songs. Bands, Brew and Barbeck previously called Bud and Barbeck. For the month of February, Busch Gardens hosts a series of concerts in Gwazi Field, mostly from classic rock and country music acts. Sometimes the event includes alternative rock, pop, hip-hop and R&B acts as well as comedians. There are special culinary offerings along the walkway from the Gwazi roller coaster to the gate in Gwazi Field. The documentary film Blackfish and a subsequent online petition led to several popular musical groups cancelling performances at SeaWorld and Busch Gardens Bands, Brew and Barbeck event in 2014. Viva la Musica. In March, several Latin music acts are hosted on the stage in Gwazi Field. There is a similar culinary setup with special offerings for the concert days as there is for bands, Brew and Barbeck. Summer nights In the summer months, the park stays open later and includes concerts by performers like David Cassidy and Starship with Mickey Thomas. The park's Independence Day festivities add fireworks to the entertainment lineup. In 2010, Busch Gardens added a new nighttime show called Kinetics, the first special effect heavy show put on in Gwazi Field. Also, they added many new special effects to their existing rides just for the summer nights season. Howl Scream Every September and October since 2000, Busch Gardens is transformed into Howl Scream. This event contains haunted houses, scare zones, and shows. Howl Scream is one of the top-rated Halloween events in the United States. Howl Scream has featured some attractions of the park turned into horrified attractions at night. This includes Serengeti Safari Tours, which was turned into Evening Serengeti Safari Tours, and Curiosity Caverns, which was turned into Dark Cavern, both in 2000. In 2012, Howl Scream celebrated 13 unlucky years. Christmas Town From November to December, theaters throughout the park are transformed into Christmas-themed shows in celebration of the holiday season for an event called Christmas Town. The whole park is decorated with Christmas lights and dimming. Among the more popular attractions is Snow World, in which guests can play in real snow and ride down ice slides. New Year's Eve During New Year's Eve, Busch Gardens celebrates the new year by hosting live music throughout the park, thrill rides open through the night, and fireworks located at the Gwazi field, including a park-wide countdown to the new year. Attendance. See also: Adventure Island, Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Howl-O-Scream, incidents at SeaWorld Parks, list of attractions at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay, SeaWorld Orlando. References. External links, official site, Busch Gardens History, Busch Gardens Tampa at the Roller Coaster Database.